Hello there. Hello, hello. I'm calling out RNGesus. Look, if I was going to call out RNGesus, I would have a word with the Mumbo Jumbo department. Hello, Ragnar. How you doing? You alright? Having a good week? It's Jib. Hello. Hello, hello. Are you feeling better? Fingers crossed. How are we all doing? It's Tuesday, apparently. I've been told by the calendar. It's you. It is. I've been seeing if it's worth editing together the bring your own wiki streams into shorter videos so that people can digest them a little easier. So I feel like I've been talking to you all day. I haven't. I've just been hearing you and Christy talk a lot. So yeah, you're feeling a bit better. I'm glad. Still not great. That's less glad. A little glad, but not glad enough. More. The universe needs to do better. Could do better. Universe be nicer. Hi, Christy. So yes, welcome back to 16 Symbols. It is still 16 Symbols. Sorry, I had to listen to your voice. No, that's no problem at all. I had to listen to mine. That's much worse. So yes, particularly given that my microphone was playing up during that stream, that initial wiki stream. So no, it's fine. It's part of editing. You have to listen to the same thing over and over and over and bloody over again. It just happens. Also, Frameman's here. Hello, Frameman. You're being very steady today. You in it for the long haul, or? We'll work it out. I didn't include Frameman on my tarot card thing that I'm working on. Should probably do that. So yes, hope we're all well. Welcome back to 16 Symbols. I was going to say that in French, but I realised I don't know the word for symbols, and I can't think of the word for 16. So, yeah. Nope, can't remember. The ons used to Catracans cease? Is it just cease? I don't know. The scratch of the iPad. It's fine, don't worry about it. That's again the great thing about editing. I get very micromanaging when it comes to editing things down, so I can cut out little scratches and gaps between dialogue when I'm thinking of what to say. I can make myself sound like I knew what I was going to say to start with, and that I'm not just making up everything I say 1/3 of a sentence at a time. Yes. Anyway, 16 Symbols. Here we are. I make everything better. I try and make things better, if at all possible. If I'm making the worse, I just run away. Yeah, so, the plot so far. Yellow, green, green, yellow, green, blue, yellow, green, green, blue, yellow, orange, red, blue, etc. You can make it sound funny. I can accentuate the humour that is already there. Yes. So, I'm not great at editing things down, though. I managed to get the first, I guess it was the first, like, hour and a half down to 2 20-minute videos, which is, it's not bad. But yeah, anyway. What are we doing? That's a good question. Things happened last time, including time travel. So last time, Mo and Jethro, that's the one. Having been split off from Brad and Gil and Flo, wandering through the desert, trying to work out where to go, and the amulet that Mo had found in a water deposit thing, what are they called? Water tower, that's the one. Magically started signalling the way towards something. We're not entirely sure what it was signalling towards, by which I mean we never discussed it, but we found a little thing, a little hut by the sea, not entirely sure. A small shrine, turns out, and in that shrine was Peridot Burrito. It rhymes with Dorito, and Buffy and Manny, the mannequin, who are the only people left in this shrine since everybody else left. Also here is Flo, who is recovering from being injured in the fight with the poison nurse. And yeah, after a bit of a chat, we discovered that there's a little bit of connection between whatever faith group or whatever it is that Peridot is a part of. She's a fighting monk of some description. And the sort of traveling nurse thing that Mo is doing. What with the headband, with the I always want to call it a tricolor. It's a trefoil, the little three-pointed knot thing. Yeah, and one of them thinks it's a symbol of a god, and the other one thinks it's a symbol of nurses. An interesting discussion ensues. From that point on, it is noted that they have a scroll, which might be interesting, because it elucidates some detail, apart from the fact that no one can read it. But nonetheless, it's elucidating, because it's got a picture of a hippo, which is nice. Flo's back, by the way. She's having a bit of a rest. So this is the thing that I believe Peridot was asked to stay behind to look after. And we decide to have a look at it. Obviously, as soon as a stranger comes into the shrine, her first thought is, hey, let's show them the precious scroll. And the precious scroll decides to show us some other things, because Mo gets sucked into it, as does Flo. And we arrive in the ruins that we were in before, the ruins that we found in the middle of the desert. Only now they're not ruins. They are, in fact, intact. And there are people wandering around with strangely tall hats. And we have travelled back into the past, which Flo is remarking. And this is definitely not a picture I reused. And in walking around in the past, we discover, it's Grandma Bonk, she's here. As is the hippo friend, who I don't believe we named, because I don't think we expected to see them again. But yeah, Grandma Bonk has no knowledge of what's going on, because obviously this is the past. And she doesn't know who we are, because she hasn't met us yet. And, well, she has now, obviously. But she knows that something important is happening, and then something even more important happens, and Grandma Bonk pushes us back through the scroll. Quite how she knows what's going on, who knows? She's basically a god, so it's difficult to know the whims of a god. And that's as far as we got. That was our mystical mumbo-jumbo symbol. I assume the MacGuffin we got was the scroll. We're taking the scroll with us. And Peridot has decided to join us. Because, I mean, we need a guide out of the desert, basically. We need somebody to take us to the nearest habitable location. Yeah. You've heard of Trefoil cookies suck. I've never heard of Trefoil Hill cookies. Also, is the music quite quiet? Probably. As ever, music provided by Adrian von Ziegler. I always like to give a shout out to anyone who provides free music. Yeah. Peridot's a meathead and you love her. That's, yeah. I did an avatar of, well, I was going to say an avatar of Peridot. It's probably more accurate to call it an avatar of Buffy, but Peridot's also there. So, good old Adrian. Good old A. So yes. And from that point on, we move to a new location, which is short and sweet, because we get a new person joining the party. Or we get a person joining the party. It might be someone we know. Who knows? I think we said it makes sense for this to be, we cut back to Brad and Gil and Stoker. Maybe Stoker's rejoining the party, I don't know. But we're going to a new friendly location. Somewhere we have not yet been that is friendly. I don't know what we have planned, if any of those are applicable. See, the thing is, like, the first thing Brad presumably would want to go and do is go back to the desert to try and, you know, save Mo and Jethro or whatever, try and find them. So I don't know where they would be going. Maybe they're going to find somebody who can help them through the desert? I don't know. The idea is either Stoker or something to do with the Resistance. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, we could have Stoker back. I did make an avatar for Stoker, despite the fact that they were in our party for approximately 5 minutes. Or it could be Stoker and someone else. This is character or characters join the party. Also, let me re-update the thing. What have we got? We have New Town. I think that's what it's called. And then join. And then 2 that we do not yet know. There it is, that updated quickly. Cool. So, let's think about... So we are going to cut back to Brad and Stoker. One thing I was thinking, by the way. I don't know if it'll be helpful, but I was thinking about the possibility of off-stream going through each of the first symbols and revealing them if they're a new friendly location or new unfriendly location, just so we have a rough guide as to what the rest of the story is going to be in terms of where to go. When we're going to be returning to a place we've already been, i.e. there is no symbol, or whether we have to come up with new places and new ideas. I was wondering, because we always get roughly to the end of a column and then go, oh, we might as well look at the first symbol of the next one just to know what's happening, you know? So I didn't know whether that would be helpful. That almost sounds logical, I know. It's a rare moment of weakness. Yeah, so I might do that. But for now, we have a location to discuss. So I presume... Yeah, that's not like us at all. Trying to help ourselves, honestly. So, okay, we're going to a new friendly location, so a new town or something of that kind. Or a new, I don't know, hut in the middle of nowhere with a nice friendly person inside. Or a underground web of tunnels where the people who are allergic to sunlight live. I don't know. And somebody joins our party, or multiple people do. So, is it really a draw through if we're not constantly sabotaging ourselves? Indeed, yes. And you'll be pleased to know I'd sat down and had a think about draw-throughs and streams and stuff like that. And I think I have the next 3 draw-throughs planned. So, look forward to those. Posture, thank you. Right, so we have, let's go back. So the last thing that happened with Brad was, well, the last thing that happened in the Brad sort of storyline was Stoker and Train Dads reunited. You said in Discord like 15 minutes before the stream that maybe we could go to the Resistance hideout. Ah, cool. I haven't had Discord open today. I don't know why. That would probably... Hang on, let me open up Discord. Why do I not have Discord open? Always have Discord open. What's wrong? Now there's actually something in there. And I missed it. Okay, next area is Brad. Do you like the idea of formed armed resistance guys? Oh, the 4 armed resistance guys. I thought you always said 4 people from the resistance who are armed. Looking for stolen medicine, he knows people. Yes, the whole medicine story needs resolving in some sense. There's still somebody dying in the village that we started in. There's an optional party member situation. All good point. Who will we add to the party and who has some connection to the plot, or at least the world, who mostly has their own things going on. Like Miss Jessie Ninjessie. What's it? Miss Terry Ninjessie. That's what it was, yeah. Yes, she was optional. You like the idea of a resistance member joining? Either the 4-armed guy or just another resistance member? Maybe 2. The resistance hangout could be the new location. It's a short location, so it makes sense for there not to be a lot going on. They go there to get help with the medicine hunt. Perfect. Sorry, I'm just reading an entire conversation in Discord at the moment. That's actually giving useful information to Chris before a stream. No, you're wrong, because I'm bad. It's during a stream. Still right before a stream, so pretty typical. Yeah. But yeah, so it was Miss Terry Ninjessie because when she was introduced, her alias in the battle was Mystery Ninja. So obviously you took that and turned it into Miss Terry Ninjessie. We have plans through 2025. To be fair, the next one's short, and the one after that is probably going to be exactly 12 weeks, which should intrigue you. We tried. You did try. You did well, as always. I let the side down. So, okay. That makes sense. Resistance hideout in the city. It's its own location. It's friendly. I'm now imagining the scenes from Grim Fandango with the guy with the beret. We can have that. So are we going to get four-armed guy? So he was his four-armed guy. My Sid knockoff, I guess. Could be them. I don't know if they have a familiar as well. Exactly 12 weeks. Can't wait to ruin that plan. Not only could you ruin it, you could ruin it from the inside. Hush, hush, not saying any more. Yeah, 2 ashes. So yes. Okay, so I don't mind if this character joins. Is Stoker gonna join? A Train Dad's gonna let Stoker join? You do like both joining? That makes sense. Okay, so what's this underground? I did mention a system of underground tunnels, didn't I? Maybe that's literally an underground resistance. Okay. I should probably draw something. We're 20 minutes into the stream. As you can see, Stoker getting hyped about this hero thing. And Brad's like, no! Hang on, I have to adjust the microphone. Oh, my apologies. Oh no, I'm doing this to avoid noise. It's counterproductive. Okay, so. Right. Let's do a thing. By which I mean get a color and get a drawing. I'll join. Maybe Stoker's like, oh, I want to return the favor, you know. They rescued me and now there are other people in danger and I want to help rescue them because they were nice and they showed me a frog. It was sort of lead underground, I guess. I'm just going with this idea of underground, just like a sort of brick. I've already forgotten what four-armed friend looks like. Apart from the whole four-arm thing, obviously. Hang on. I'm gonna need a little bit of reference. Okay. Oops. There's a little reference. And they showed me a frog. For a guy, seems like you already have your first fan. No! Do not have fans. Doesn't have ears. Oh no, he has top ears. You know when you design a character and you have no intention of ever drawing it again? Well, here we are. Here's hoping for a character death symbol. Where it just screeches like a Velociraptor for a few seconds, and immediately afterwards everyone's like, wow, great battle cry. And yeah. Him Scram. It just wants to bake. That's so hard. Okay, yeah, so what's this, what's going on with the underground? Yeah, remind me never to make a deliberately complicated character again. Now that I know that you guys are likely to adopt them. Hair like Burb, Scrim like Burb. It's the true cardinal. Yeah, you get the idea. Anyway. She's got a little bit of the Baku from FF9. A little bit of that energy going on. Anywho, Underground's a classical.
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks.
I am a Cry 9. I am a Cry. Hello. Thank you very much. Autosave. Welcome to Nonsense. Underground is a classical dungeon maze base, perhaps. It depends on how much fan art you're willing to do, because I don't have time. As always. I imagine it's quite big, the whole underground thing. I always want to make Brad's hair more sensible, but it's deliberately not sensible. It's a safe location, but also a puzzle dungeon. They have to keep doing weird things to get the doors open. That sounds absolutely perfect for this sort of thing. He's got his apron back on, he's happy. Brad never looks the same the two times, every other time I draw him. It just, physical appearance just completely changes for some reason. And by that, feel free to interpret that as, I can't draw Brad. You're from Argentina. I am from the UK, United Kingdom. But for how long, who knows? Brad's face has gotten so much longer since the beginning of the drill through. I mean, has it? Has it always? I feel like it's always been that long. Hang on. Yeah, it's longer, and the hair is taller actually. Yeah, these things get exaggerated, you know. That's what happens. His head got ideas from his hair. Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, so we've got sort of puzzle dungeon. Stop breaking the fourth wall, Stoker. Stoker gets to see their supply of goggles. He's very excited. Yeah, I imagine there's a relatively lengthy cutscene of us trying to convince, or Stoker trying to convince train dads that it's sensible for them to come adventuring. I reckon Stoker will ever wash their face. Oh, loaf. Forgot about loaf. Sure, that works. Also stuck as a bit pink there. Oh, hello. Lots of stuff. Can't have a draw throw without a little doggo. No. They get to Maze Base and Stoker's having a great time. As a small child, he probably helps in some of the puzzles. So when they get to the center, he really wants to join. And Brad's panicking because he can't be in charge of a child. Mr. Forearms just chuckles and says he's going to come along on the adventure too. Reminds him of the good old times when he has some other stuff to do anyway. Ooh. He has some other stuff to do anyway. Well, he asks whether or not he can join. He's like, hey, do you need somebody else in your adventuring party? And that's when you can have... Or if you solve more puzzles, he's like, hey, I could offer you him the services, so on and so forth. I'm an optional character. Is Gil's head going to fit through the door? Definitely didn't forget about Gil. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm here too. Maybe that's one of the puzzles. Got to open the bigger door for Gil. That's the first part of the puzzle thing, and you only get Stoker and Brad. And then you unlock Gil, and that makes the puzzles harder because now you need 3 people to do it. You've got to control them all individually. See? All makes sense. Gil's head closes the door like a plug. Yes. If ever, you know, this place gets flooded, Gil's on the case. I think we established that Gil's very flexible because we ran into that issue before. I mean, every time there's a building, we're going to run into that issue. On the train, I think was the first time that we had it. Also, presumably in whatever building we met Gil in the old town. Maybe that's why he needed our help. He didn't need us to guide him to the person who needed the letter. He just needed somebody to give the letter because he couldn't fit into the house. Puzzle quest to try and get the big guy through the door is funny. Yeah, true. I like how if Gil just went a little bit to the left, you'd be able to see him properly. It's just like, no, I'm here. I think my Gil in the street so it fits. That's the only place he does fit. We met Gil outside #law. Look, that was 12 weeks ago. Actually, 13 weeks. I think I had to miss a week. Gil's not interested in anything. Gil is interested in delivering letters, and we keep getting in the way. Also, he has a lute, which he quite likes playing. But other than that, I imagine he also likes mice. That's incidental. Maybe that's why he got on with the Jabur people. Perhaps. So yeah, okay, so we go to the... we do some puzzles. Many puzzles. And in doing so, we have the option of having... Should we name forearms? There's a friggin' lute? Okay, now you like them even more. I think that was the original idea, was that they were like a bard or something. And they had a lute, but that never came up again. So... now they just carry... Oh no, that was his weapon, wasn't it? Keeps bonking people on the head with a lute. Everyone has a non-standard weapon. That's how this works. We've got brooms, rolling pins, shovels, lutes... whatever the hell Jethro's doing. I think it's pretty standard for Peridot to just be hitting things with fists, but you know, or maybe not. Maybe Peridot is more of a kicker. She has studied the way of pure elbow combat. I don't know. Yeah, we probably should. 4 eyes. Ironically, only has 2 eyes. Or maybe it's got 1 eye and it's just linked in the middle, like Sonic. If there is a dancer, i.e., they flail around. Yes. Oh, that's the point. I never finished those Final Fantasy V doodles, where I did October as a dancer, didn't I? And Pal as a bard. What was that? Just gonna casually get distracted as always. Ah, here it is. Yeah. That was fun. Anyway. Peridot has mastered the noble art of kicking people in the shins and then running away. I don't feel like Peridot's a run-awayer. I kick people in the shins and I kick them in the other shin. Yes. Okay. So that's a thing. Let's make. Well, if Stoker's gonna join, right? So that's that. Yeah, there they are. Actually, I should organize this so that people who are in particular parties are together. What's that? Can I put? Is my system capable of doing this? Possibly not. Oh yeah, look at that. I split the group in two. I didn't know if that was possible. Chibi, is this a self-insert? Everyone's allowed to have characters that they can project themselves onto. So yeah, let's also get an avatar of whoever this new character is. We should think of a name. Some avatars up. I'll do a proper drawing between streams. Yeah. Perfect. Paradox kicks for combat, you kick just cause. So, I don't know. I'm going to write them down as forearms for the moment. In the same way that Mo is written down as worse. And then I can add two. I don't know if forearms has a familiar. I guess that's something to work out in the future. Okay, we need a name for this guy, or do we name hunt off stream? Random fantasy name generator? This is an optional character, I don't mind doing that. Let's have a look, get some ideas. Fantasy name generators. Fantasy names. That's too specific. There are too many categories. Just give me a fantasy name generator, that's all I want. Robert O'Reilly is not a fantasy name. That's just someone from Ireland. Or is Alexander Gibson? I need a better one than this. Okay, here we go. Gibson. Broomda Alamar. You say still four eyes or Furious. Furious. I like Furious. Foo for short. Furious. Even though it's still. I guess they've got goggles. How do they call you four eyes? We don't know how many eyes they have under those goggles. Somebody come up with their best names on stream. Thinks of Brad, which sounds like bread, Manny the Mannequin, Buffy the Buffalo, and No Name Stoker. Indeed. Glitter Gibson. This random name generator has come up with Gibson Puff, Franken Gibson, and Glitter Gibson. Like, what is your obsession with Gibson? Foo? I'll go with Foo. Foo. Ries. Foo Ries. Foo Ries. Oh, that is because it feels more like a name. We do it like that. Foo. Yes. Yeah. But also, there's only one E, right? Put the apostrophe somewhere. Point being, Fu. Fu's nice. Fu's a nice man. So there we go. Fu is in the party. We now have Mo and Flo and Jethro and Fu and Peridot and Buffy and Brad and Loaf and Gil and Stoker and Colin. It's a lot of friends. Although Fu is optional. Okay, what else is happening here? Because we've introduced to the place, we've done some puzzles, which aren't necessarily any particular symbol in the thing. So many friends, and we have people now rejoining the party. I'm hoping for death, just for fun. What do we got? Boom. Oh, more MacGuffins. Fantastic. Great. Okay, the acquisition of a MacGuffin. More. What have they got here? What have they got in the resistance thing? It makes sense to find a MacGuffin in a resistance base, I guess. A MacGuffin doesn't have to be magical. It can just be, hey, we got the dynamite that we're going to use to blow up the building or something. Shall have MacGuffins and magical mumbo jumbo. This is a statistical distribution. Look, in the latter half of the game, it'll be no MacGuffins, no mumbo jumbo, and all death. A map or a key of some sort, like actual keys. Yeah. To be fair, the amulet was also designed to be partially a key. Don't jinx us. There is almost certainly at least one death symbol. And we just don't know when it's going to come up. And it gets more and more likely as we go along. So, yeah. A map makes sense. So the thing is, we got this whole resistance thing going on, so on and so forth. But presumably, Brad does actually want to get back out to the desert to find Mo and Jethro, right? Gil probably doesn't care. Stoker's up for it, helping people. Always a good time. So would the MacGuffin have something to do with that? Because we'll be unlikely to be given a thing for like a resistance plot if the first thing we're going to do is leave. You know what I mean? So it could just be like a map of the desert. Or it could be the keys to a vehicle that can travel across the desert. That's usually a thing that happens in these games. Suddenly you now have a hovercraft or something. Map sounds good. Map seems to make sense. We've got the last two MacGuffins we've gotten are pieces of paper. And I'm on board for that. This one does not, however, suck you back in time. Now you can actually travel the world freely. The world map is open to you, apart from the bit that's over the mountain, because you haven't got to that bit of the game yet, so shh. So we can hear bits about the resistance things. Maybe that's part of, like, having this sort of optional character, is now you can do side quests all around the world about undermining the influence of the company in each location you go to. Like a big old side quest thing. This is how arms work. Don't you question it. Don't you question it, friends. Um, this hand is just perpetually going to be on the hip. It is quite difficult to do goggles without it just looking googly. Goggly, not googly. Sorry, I'm missing things. Fu gives us a list of locations and missions, and is all, I won't make you do it, but I think you probably will anyway, because I know you want to help people. Honestly, being manipulative with Brad like that. No, of course you're not the hero. Anyway, here's a bunch of things you can do to help. Because you want to actually play the game. The map is actually the in-game mechanic of additional symbol on to the world map. Yeah, cool. And sports is hip. It's a bad hip. Adventuring takes its toll, you know. Especially when we got to maze-based puzzle dungeon, you were like, you really want to play this. So you can come up with good ideas like this, you know? Or ideas, anyway. This is basically going to be the same as before, only with less ore. Here's me planning for all of the next draw-throughs and things like that, and I'm sitting here drawing these frivolous drawings. It's loading. It's a Goosenberg. Hello. Hello. How are you? You doing all right? You giving Brad an actual jaw. Look. You gotta do these things quickly, you know. Honk! Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? This is a tablecloth now. So I don't have to draw legs. So yeah, we've got a map. We have a world map to explore and try and find out where Flo and Mo have gone, because who honestly knows? Also, side quests and things. Feel free to embellish those. I did not include side quests in the original randomly generated what's it. So deal with it. No. So yeah. If you want to think about things that these characters could be doing at every location we go to from this point on, do it. I'm not going to stop you. It would be weird for me to try. Can't wait for Colin to magically come to life at the end of the game and turn out to be another god in disguise. I found in the beginning we were like, we have to wait for the use of the MacGuffin symbol. Now we're like, this MacGuffin is a game mechanic. Yeah? I mean, like I say, MacGuffins are like... a MacGuffin could be an airship that you just get, and now you have. You don't really use it, you just sort of immediately unlock a thing. Side quests, gonna make a hero out of Brad in no time. Poor hero. Oh, Brad, sorry. I'm already calling him hero. I should usually, like, it would make sense to work out where the biggest character in any given scene is before you start drawing, but... Again, that would involve making things easy. Loaf's under there. It's in the pouch, as we know. As is typical. Can't even use the excuse of not having drawn anything today. MacGuffin's a bit changing, yeah. Wanting to end up being a hero in a more community support way at the end of all this. Yeah, he realizes that he can be a hero, but he don't have to fight monsters to be a hero. You can do it in a, you know, fighting monsters is a temporary thing, but looking after people, that's a continuous thing. That keeps going. Someone's got to keep doing that. And it's a very important thing to do. Anyway, we get the idea. So we get a map. And what do we do with the map? We'll find out. My guess, someone dies. One day it's going to happen. And it is. Anyone want to place bets? Probably mystical mumbo jumbo, isn't it? Or someone leaves. Yep. Oh no, character development. Okay, this makes sense. Another heart to heart maybe of Fu and Brad. Maybe? I don't know. It makes sense in the scene, but I don't know how exactly to interpret it. Usually this symbol represents, in the source material, this symbol are usually used to represent when somebody has like an inner conflict. It makes sense for them to have a talk. I mean, they had a talk there. I guess, I mean, in these sorts of stories, I guess the same thing can happen twice within 10 minutes. Just because, you know, you might have saved and walked away and come back 2 weeks later in that time. Constantly reiterate what's happening. Right. It should pop up. There it is. Lovely. Maybe Brad can talk with Stoker about why he's not really thrilled with this whole hero business. Yeah, that's nice. I should probably close that. Probably, he says, probably don't need that for the rest of the stream. Insert 5 more new characters. Talk about how some of the people in the resistance and community are having a hard time. That sparks something in Brad to want to help more in the future. Maybe. It's clear that Brad's sort of being torn in a couple of directions, you know? You guys are better with this character stuff than me. I come up with silly things and jokes. No, I'm not sure about being a hero. Every time people talk about being a hero around me, I suddenly bulk up and stop being quite so slim. This is why these streams have a soundtrack. Because, boy, do I not know how to fill time. What are we talking about? You don't want to help people? Being a hero isn't about helping people. Why not? Image montage of the crazy hero things his family has done and how it's always left things destroyed in their wake. He's not interested in being a hero if it means destroying innocent people's lives and livelihoods. Yeah. There's an awful lot of chaos in the wake of heroics. It's like, we saved what's left of the village, hooray! And then the heroes leave and everyone else has to deal with the fallout. It's like, no. Let's make people happy continuously. That's what I want to do. Feels and angst time. We need feels and angst in these stories. It's a JRPG style game story thing. You got this just sort of childlike kid who doesn't quite understand these things, and he's got a more innocent view of the world. And Brad's a little more sort of adolescent and jaded, as it were. Dad and Dad say that everyone does things their own way. Maybe you don't want to be a hero because it's not your way of helping people. That doesn't make you any less of a hero. No. I can't draw people today. I don't know what Stoker's nose looks like. Let's just go with that. Oh well, they had a lot longer hair than I. I've just looked at the avatar. Oh, I've just forgotten how to draw everyone, haven't I? Stop it. Eventually Stokel will get shoes. It's like Dobby with socks. Brad looks miserable. He's having a hard time. He's away. He's also getting a bit homesick because he likes his bakery. Likes being there. He's happy there. Imagine Brad baking bread to the community while Loaf brings newspapers and stuff around. Oh yeah, little the post credits montage. Assuming Brad doesn't die. Of that happening, and like there's a grown-up Loaf who's now like a big Loaf. He's just as happy. Brad's face. It's you know, he's probably also actually tired. Like the events of the day are starting to catch up with him. Yeah, I forgot I used to draw Brad as being buff. He was like the defender, wasn't he? Don't know if that's what he intended, but it looks like Brad's weight is pushing Stoker. Yep, that was the idea. I don't know how it does that because, you know, there's no middle weight. They make more sense for doing that. Anyway, you get the idea. When it's all grown up, good boy, because they're corgi and flat and stuff, so they can carry a serving tray to people. No. Bless. Okay, so discussions are had. I think that, you know, if you're going to listen to anyone in this conversation, you really should listen to Colin. what conclusions are drawn? We mentioned a lot of questions and some little dialogue, but what does Brad and also Stoker, what do they take away from this? Did Loaf get smaller? Probably yes. Brad got bigger and Loaf got smaller. Don't worry about it. Colin has many good things to say. I'm just realizing Colin's a bit like Plank from Ed, Edd and Eddy. Is Stoker just Johnny? I don't think so. Brad's hitting puberty. It's fine. Somebody mentioned heroes and heroics, and he started planning stuff, and his shoulders got broader, and his, neck got thicker, and he's like, hang on. This is the whole hero thing happening again, isn't it? Not what's supposed to happen. Loaf, meanwhile, is precisely the right height to be precisely adorable in any given scenario. It's a really weird curse. It's part of the family heritage. When you get excited, you get bigger. Kind of Dragon Ball style, I guess. Can you please have that curse? Alas, I have no control over this. And certainly no more than Brad does. So what you gonna do? Everybody rehydrate and stretch and stuff. Crispybot is here to remind us to look after our bodies. Thank you, Crispybot, particularly given that you don't have one. You are wise beyond your own limitations. The curse entailing one's puppy staying a small puppy. That's fair. I mean, there are some breeds of dogs that are kind of specifically designed for that, but or bred for that, I should say. You don't design a dog, do you? Although there are designer dogs. Weird. Yeah. So. So Brad's coming away from this, I guess, a little forlorn that this is all happening, regardless of the fact that he just wanted a quiet life. Just trying to get away from all this. But also kind of contemplating this idea of like, hey, a hero is not a fixed definition of things you hear in stories and stuff like that. You can define your own actions, and the fact that you know what you want is always a better step than just sort of following a pattern, following an archetype. So that you can do a bit of the saving people, but you can also stick around and making bread. You don't have to leave immediately after. You can help clear up the mess. You can protect people in the process of saving people. You can do things your way. You can go your own way. And all that. Making bread is important. People need to be fed. Yum yum. Life's good. And Brad can make a lot of bread, and it's very nice. So yeah, that's happening. Now where are they going? Because the next symbol, the next column, I mean, it's a long one. I don't know what's happening here. And I think we're about halfway through, aren't we? 4, 8, 11. Not quite. Almost. This is the halfway mark. So we're almost somewhere. Brad's still not fully convinced that he's mulling things over, but takes the map to go find Mo. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I guess it makes sense to ask what sort of place this is, or indeed if we've been here before. It is death. Oh no, it's a new hostile location. Okay, that makes sense. Follows the pattern. So we can go to a new hostile location. Is this are we following Brad in that, or are we following Mo? Which party are we going to take on this new adventure? What's the second symbol? Oh yeah, we always do the first two, don't we? Now where's my cursor? Gotta make sure I don't accidentally reveal too much. Second symbol is plot. Lovely. That's nice and specific. Okay. We've got a lot of action happening. A lot of people sitting down talking and plot happening and discussions and discoveries and that's helpful, yeah. Could be either one. You flip a coin. I feel like the I know in terms of the draw through not a lot's happened, but with the office hijinks and the train fight and now puzzle dungeon and all that sort of stuff and meeting up with characters and all these things, the Brad team has done a lot. And while the Mo and Flo team, they had a metaphorical fight and have met a new character in a hut in the middle of nowhere, not a lot's happened. So I guess it makes more sense to do Mo. I'm not sure what. It also makes sense because we don't know when the party's going to rejoin. So I guess it makes sense while all this is happening and Brad's like, oh, we'll be doing stuff in the city with the resistance team and then get ready to go out, that Mo is at least heading in the right direction already. So but where we need a hostile location. We've already been to the desert. This is a new place. Mo presumably left the Shrine Temple, is more likely to be in a dangerous area now. Yes, being guided by Herodot, riding on the back of Buffy. Do bear in mind that a lot's going to happen here. I say a lot's going to happen. This might be quite quick, but it depends on what symbols we get. And the first symbol we got is plot, which again could be, in the case of at least one Final Fantasy game, an hour and a half's worth of cutscenes. Buffy needs to be part of Herodot's attack, is just saying. That's fair. Hello, Kiro. Just got home from a few errands. Hope you're doing all right. I'm doing okay. Just as a quick recap of what's happened. We have been... Stoker has joined the party again. And we have been introduced to the underground resistance in the city, who are fighting against the evil machinations of the corporation. And we have met Fu, who is our four-armed character from a couple of streams ago. And this place is full of puzzles and things to try and get through. And we get a map, which is going to tell us where to go and where we might be able to find Flo and Mo and Jethro in the desert. And we have the option of taking Fu on as a character, who will allow us to do side quests involving resistance actions in various places that we go to, which is what the map's all about. And then Brad has a little bit of a crisis of identity as to whether or not he's falling into the hero archetype and what damage that's going to cause and things like that. And Stoker gives him a little cheery chat to try and cheer him up a bit, saying that doing good, you have your own definition of doing good. Do good by yourself. Anyway, I hope you're having a good day. Brad is going to look for us in the desert while we're at a new place. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll meet him in the middle. Also, I need to update side now that we have new symbols. And now we have a new dungeon, or new dangerous place, I should say, where plot is happening, and a whole bunch of stuff that we just don't know yet. I think it's 7 symbols in this place. 8. There's 8 symbols. Yeah. So we're just trying to work out. Is that the most of any? No, the end has 9. I guess that makes sense. I think I'm right in saying that the last symbol of the game is plot, because end cutscene, you know, makes sense. I think I programmed that as being specific. The first one was we're introduced to new characters. The last one is plot. I think that was fixed for the random generation. Fu kind of makes me think of a Sid-like character. Yes, I thought that as well. And also, I think his name is Baku from FF9 as well. Similar sort of thing. 8 symbols, lots of opportunities to get us even more character symbols. Yes. We're going to have character development, followed by character joining, followed by character leaving, then another character joining, then death, then another character joining. I think that's what it's going to be. And at no point are we going to meet new characters. Right. Next symbol for context? I guess plot. It's good to know where you're going when you're going to write plot. So, and we've got a lot of symbols here, so it doesn't matter if we reveal a little bit ahead. Sure. Oh, good. I said it would come up. We found one! We found one! Lads and gentlewomen, we found one. Right, well, wherever we're going, there's death. Now, just to bear in mind, death does not have to be one of the people in our party. It could be... It doesn't even have to be someone we've met. There is at least one game where death represents an entire city being exploded. So... something with Shrimp God? That makes sense, yeah. So we're going to a hostile place, some plot happens, we see death. Maybe this is just a flashback to the city that we found before being blown up by the Shrimp God. Because we didn't quite see it. I don't know. Because, again, quick reminder, last stream, we went back in time we went into a scroll, magical scroll of mysteries, back in time to the ruins before they became ruins. Fun fact, every ruin used to not be a ruin. And then we met Grandma Bonk there, and then disaster happens and we get pushed back through the thing. So maybe it's something to do with that. By random city. Yeah, maybe we get to a city and we're like, oh, finally, safe haven, and then poof, it just explodes. Like, that's not supposed to happen. Is this 8 symbols of Mo in the scroll? No, because we didn't even count that as a new location, did we? That was just here. That was just these two. Also, we've technically been there. Maybe Mo asks Peridot about the ruins and what happened. Peridot tells Mo about how the city was destroyed by Shrimp God. Yeah, the symbols don't have to... Trying very hard not to kill anyone here. But that's the point of the death symbol. But yeah, it makes sense for this whole thing to link to the disaster that we didn't quite see last time. In storytelling wise, it matches quite well. Meanwhile, we're in a different location, perfectly safe, and then we reveal the next symbol, it's death again. Okay. So we're riding through wherever we are, whatever, that was my reference. But what is the location? We're in a hostile location of some description. Bo dreams of being in the scroll and sees the disaster? Maybe? Could be a dream? Flashback as Peridot explains the story. She knows about what happened here, which may not be accurate. It's the version that she was told. And later we find out that important details were kept from her. I'll draw. Okay. Here I go, regretting my choices. How do how do buffalo look? No. Help! I think Mo would have a lot of questions after the whole scroll thing, and Peridot might not be the smartest, but she probably has some answers. That's fair. Okay, so this is when I guess we get some sort of explicit reference to Shrimp God and Shrimp God sort of actions and such. Although maybe we don't know a Shrimp God, maybe we just know that it's some sort of strange horrible monster that is, you know, this is told from the point of view of people who worship the enemy of this thing. Like, one of the dark forces of evil. We call it the Dark One because it's dark and evil and forceful. One day I'll draw one of these without trouble. Okay, so what did happen? Come on, we've got a death to do. Both dark and evil seems a bit unnecessary. What? No, that's totally how it got told in class. Dark force, evil, very bad. I definitely remember all the details of the things we were taught in class. Don't you? I studied. That's for sure. One day I should take the backpack off, but not today. Also, I keep having it attached to the roll at the top. That doesn't make any sense. It don't matter. Anyway. What the buffalo look like? I don't know. This isn't the buffalo, it's fine. I passed my tests! I didn't ask about it. I passed my tests with marks that were passing. They were bigger than the number that they wanted. What was the number? It doesn't matter. Yep, this is how legs work. Don't worry about it. It's not a horse, we're fine. Hey, look at that, a conveniently placed scarf. This is definitely going to speed up the process. Why did I decide on a buffer though? It's fine. This project won't take long, I said. Seized get degrees. After the whole test debate, aka Peridot just repeatedly saying she passed her test with marks that were passing, she probably tells Mo that a long, long time ago the city was left in ruins after a great disaster brought upon by the Harbinger of Doom, and that her cult is there to prevent it from happening again, or by supporting the goddess and thwarting their foes. Cool. In particular, the entire city was destroyed and everybody died. That's what the death symbol means. Do you remember seeing that on the scroll? There was a death symbol? Yeah, that's what it was about. Definitely not anything to do with us. Don't worry about it. I draw a lot of semi-bare feet in this. Oops! I specifically said that was not drawing a horse. Hello! Made it for the last 20 minutes. That's no problem. A very, very quick summary. We're underground resistance. Stoker's back in the party. We also met Fu here. who has 4 arms and probably 4 eyes. He's joining because he can help with secret resistance missions that are happening around the world to take down the evil corporation. Meanwhile, Brad has a crisis of conscience. Heroes tend to leave a trail of destruction in their wake, and he doesn't want to do that. And Stoker's like, you don't have to do that. You can just be nice. Meanwhile, back in Buffalo Land, everybody dies. Hopefully, you know any of the things that happened in previous streams, because otherwise that would have made no sense. How are you doing? Are you alright? Yeah, catch up. That's fine. I do need to update the summaries on the website. I cannot remember what your outfit looked like. Yeah, it's just sort of lots of crisscrossing robes and big old trousers. I got back from draw class. Fantastic. Now you can wind down with something that only barely resembles drawing. I mean, in some places this could pass as a drawing. The ground's uneven. Just walking on a big rock. All you have to know is Peridot definitely passed her classes with no complications whatsoever because she's very, very smart. Sure, whatever. Zooming in on Beast Leg and you're saying nothing. Look, I said I'm not drawing a horse. It's fine. This is an unknown fantasy beast. You don't know how what it's supposed to look like. Meanwhile, Jethro is also here. Very true. It's fancy buffalo. They just move like that. It's fine. Their Latin name is Plausibus deniabilitas. Auto-saving. I should probably start a new file, really. All of the drawings for these streams have been in one file so far. Sure, that works. Does Latin in this world? Yes. Does the Roman Empire exist in this world? No. Although they did make this road. Okay, so we're walking along and we get a bit of an exposition about genocide. So Peridot talks about how their religious order, cult, sect thing worships the healing deity or whatever it is. I don't know specifically how they refer to their goddess. But yeah, they worship them, and they tell of a time when heathens did not worship them, and thus a great monster came along. And hang on, it's gonna be a recurring theme. Take this picture. And things didn't end well for them. Everything's being destroyed, oh no. And then everybody in the city died. The end. And that is why we worship the healing goddess. But tales tell that such a disaster can occur again. When? Who knows? The whims of this creature are evil and peculiar and dark. I think we came up with official god names for hippo or shrimp. I feel like hippo god and shrimp god might not have the sort of impactful punch that a story about, you know, the death of several thousand people probably should deserve. This was all caused by looming shrimp god. There's many tentacles. Well, we know Latin is a thing that exists in this world. Yeah. Well, we know fake Latin exists in this world. We don't know actual Latin exists in this world. I think you floated the idea of Lady of the River for Hippo at some point. Well, that was ages ago. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Hippo's like existing. Hippo's like, you know, being in water, and the shrine was found by water. I guess it can be water associated in some sense. Which is a bit weird given that the other ones are shrimp. Hippos like existing. Generally speaking, I'm sure that, you know, they have bad days. So we have that. We have this talk. We have talk about the fact that everybody died. The entire place was destroyed. Maybe there were some survivors. What happened to the survivors, maybe? Presumably someone survived to know that this happened. And maybe they formed the sort of worship. Did during this happening, was there, you know, was there the fight between the two entities? Did this happen sort of, or was this the catalyst that made Grandma Bonk go, oh, I'm not having that? Survivors were taken in by Darkest God. Sorry, I read that as dark gods, but no, Dark's god. Yeah, so some of them went to chaos, the chaos of Dark's god. Some of them went to help, and take care of the wounded and the orphaned, whose name you don't remember. I also don't remember. I'm bad at names. This is why we end up with things like Shrimp God. Tal Katal. I remember it being syllabically palindromic. So yeah, we'll go with that. That's the bitch. What an expression. Right, so that happens, and we get that discussion about life, the universe, and everything. Having had the flashback of everything being nice, we get pushed away so that we don't see what actually happens, but we do get a rendition of what Peridot thinks happens, and what Peridot's been told has happened. Maybe we can have some revelations later on in the story of like, oh, it didn't quite happen that way. Turns out there was a bit more going on. Interesting. So that's cool, right? I guess another symbol for, just as a nice little, I was going to say aperitif, is kind of the opposite of an aperitif. Yeah, see, foreshadowing things. We didn't actually get to see what happened here. We were then told what happened after the fact by a somewhat unreliable narrator. Not attempting to throw shade on Peridot's, perfectly acceptable qualifications, but perhaps they were not told the whole story. Yeah, let's get one more symbol. See how we end this. We were going to end this exactly halfway through. Some joined Tal Kotal, some joined our cult. Others travelled to the cities and started their own stuff because they didn't want to deal with gods anymore. I think that's fair. And some of them, of course, saw power in the destruction and decided to worship that which had taken everything away from them. And so they went into caves and carved weird things and got pet snakes. Yeah. Symbol. Let's go. Boss fight. We haven't had a boss fight for a while. I'm guessing it's a boss fight. It's a boss fight! Yeah! Oh dear. Okay. So we haven't actually decided what location we're in yet. We're in some sort of hostile location that we haven't yet been to. Even the Adrian von Ziegler music's given up. Time to fight the local fauna, yes indeed. Or flora. Or mineral, as has been the case. Or hallucination. Bosses can be quite a few things in this world. Yeah, so where are we? Are we going... I was going to say maybe it's worth going towards like the mushroom village, but it'd be a bit weird to go there without having Gil with us. Because it gets... so the random generation... The way the random generation works for the plot and all that is that the first symbol could be new hostile place or new friendly place. And usually they have the tendency to be different from the last one. But there is a likelihood that it's not, and that means that we're going somewhere we've been before, and that likelihood gets more and more as the story goes on. So we're more and more likely to go to places we've been before as we go on. So I don't know how many more new locations there are going to be, and we might want to set up some places we can come back to. I don't know. Maybe they're on the way to a nearby Jerboa trading post. Maybe. Is that hostile? There are lots of monsters there? Maybe it's been overrun. And we have to save the Jerboas. Is the plural of Jerboa or Jerboas? I don't know. It could be a Jerboa village or town or something, I don't know. Or maybe they're travellers, I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows anything. We are all ignorant. And that is our shining badge of honor. We don't think we know the answer. We know we don't. Over on Jerboa Trading Post sounds like a good hostile location, though. Right, I'm going to have to think about what that means, and how to draw it, and what monster's going to be there. What sort of environment are we? You like the idea of fighting off a monster menacing a town? Yeah. Because that can then set us up for, you know, the second half of this location where stuff happens in the town / place. Trading post. It can be a trading post outside of town. It could all be connected. I don't know. But I'm gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to know at some point. We only have 2 minutes of the stream left, so I don't know whether to. Okay, let's pick environment, and then from that point we can start thinking about other stuff. If only because, you know, Brad would be internally screaming if he was here. Oh, right, yeah. I'm gonna save people! That's alright, Mo will take care of it. Okay, where have we gone? Started off in a forest. We went to plains and then caves. We then went to sort of like ice desert? Sandy ice desert thing. Then to city and beach, desert beach place. I guess we could continue along the desert beach. Sort of like tropical sea line sort of thing. So maybe this is like... This is all just sea. I've forgotten which way Fresnel works. Yeah, no, it is this way around, isn't it? Yeah. So it gets sort of more reflective as the sea goes out. So it's more like... It's definitely weird they built a road here now. Along the sea line's fun, scary sea creature boss. Ah, yeah. Big old thing. I mean, we've already drawn a kraken, but I'm sure we can come up with something. But I guess that'll have to wait till next week. We did alright though. We did like 5 symbols. That's pretty good. Well, I guess these two were revealed. We didn't do anything with them until today. So 7. A giant seahorse. What, like a kelpie or an actual seahorse? Yes. Yeah, we can have some fun with it. And then there's like a trading post or a little village by, or both, by the thing. It's overrun with monsters. Everyone's hiding or has run away. And we come and save the people who are there. It all makes sense. Maybe some of them are dead. Maybe that ties into the death symbol. In a sense, it's a bit of a cop-out using a symbol like that, but it really does fit with the story, so I'm perfectly happy with it. Actually fits the plot. How dare us. Actual seahorse? Multi-headed seahorse. Spitting fire. I don't know. We'll work something out. I'll have time to mull it over. Yeah, so anyway. Thank you very much for coming along. I hope this was intriguing. Feel free to design some puzzles for the underground resistance base. Made up that we could use it for City Death. I didn't make it up. I used that from a Final Fantasy, which I won't spoil because we will do a draw through of it at some point, but there is very much... Death symbol is used to represent big old explosion kills everyone. A week to mull it over, but all ideas happen 15 minutes before the stream. And I only find out about them 15 minutes into the stream. Yay! Because I'm observant. Yeah. thank you very much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow. Blah. I had the anticipation of actually setting the name of the game on this thing, but I always forget to do that. Mainly because we're swapping games quite quickly. We're not doing any long playthroughs. Actually, tell you what, why not? I know what I'm going to play tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Boom. Bold of you to assume you'll come up with ideas. So you don't have to do anything. That's one of the wonders of this stream. It's all on me. If you want to do something, you absolutely can, and you're very much welcome to. But otherwise, feel free to just sit back, relax, and watch me panic, because no one's saying anything, and I'm freaking out. It happens. Anyway, yes. So tomorrow we'll be doing a game, and a new game. When did it come out? I think it came out really recently, didn't it? It's not often I play new games. Yeah, it came out 5 days ago. Lovely. So yeah, we're playing a new game. It looks lovely. It looks like it might also be sad. We'll find out. Then on Saturday, there is maybe, if there's going to be a stream, it'll be late and short because jabs and such. Then on Sunday, probably more wiki fun. I have so many wikis. Somehow started the last week's stream with 6 and came away with 7. Gonna get juiced. Yes, I'm very fortunate. I won't say too much about it because I know some unfortunate things have been happening recently with people's appointments. So yeah, there's that. I assume there's going to be a Chibi Nethers Day on Thursday as well, and Patreon hangouts on Fridays. No, yes, Friday. Yes. Try and finish off the Honcho things. I've only got 2 more left. Although the main characters should probably be done as well. Yeah, time filler. I'm also working on doing edited versions of the Bring Your Own Wiki streams. I'm going to see if that's a viable thing to do continually. Try and make 3 videos a week based on those streams. More book nonsense, hooray. Belgariad, more Leldoran and Cabbage Seller and Ape Bear, Bear Ape. We've had that fact twice. How dare you? Show the new ones. So, yeah, I need to stop talking now. Again, thank you very much for coming along. Thank you very much to Mr. Ziegler for the wonderful music. And I will see you whenever I next see you. Have a wonderful week. Look after yourselves. Do something nice. Do something nice for yourself. The 3 most important characters. Absolutely. Have a grand old time, everyone. Goodbye.